Leeds.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Imagine not being Leeds. I'd just like to say will you please smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're not already, hit that notification bell so you know when I put a new video up, and share it if possible. Try to grow this channel at a good rate and hopefully go along with me for that ride. But I just want to do a video today about the press conference news of his latest injuries, in particular Ethan Ampadu's. But quite a few injuries mounting up now. I think Schmidt, Solomon, and James might be maybe a bit more minor. I would assume definitely miss both games. I know they're not playing tomorrow night. Away at Norwich. I'm assuming they probably will be back for Sunderland on Friday. And it's the international break. I'm hoping they do the right thing and Leeds do the right thing, and they're not allowed. If they are fit enough, they're not allowed to go on international duty for their respective countries. James being Wales and Solomon being Israel. I don't think they should be allowed to go even if they can. They stay back at Thorpe Park and get on training pitch and try and force their way back into the starting lineup because they've both got a job on their hand. If there's no more injuries to try and break it this 11, Solomon would have thought he would guarantee the shirt, and I think that was his shirt to lose. And I sort of think unless injuries prove otherwise, Ramazani will keep that shirt, and I expect Ramazani to do good things tomorrow night and Friday. Obviously, the big news really today was Ethan Ampadu. I was at Ellen Road on Saturday, and it was a nasty one. It's that Ampadu, is that aggression to him that makes him the kind of player he is. We had it the game before when he went flying into a challenge and got the crowd up. He won a ball against Burnley, it was, near the touchline, and crunched into I think Hannibal, and came out worse off. And I remember Hannibal standing over him and laughing at him. Obviously, that got all our fans back up, and we all saw what happened when he got subbed off. It was quite comical, to be fair, but he came out worse off that day, but managed to run it off and didn't have any lasting effects of that challenge. But this one, he flies in, and you don't want to take that out of him, but whenever he sort of gets that bit between his teeth, and you can see it, and he wants to crunch that play, he wants to win the ball, he wants to be a fair tackle, but he wants to take a bit of play with it. That's twice now, and he's come out worse off, and it's going to be costly, this one. He tried to play on for 5 minutes before he went down again, and the game had to stop again. And I don't know if that's creating any more damage than would if it had come off or what. But obviously, he's a warrior. He just wants to keep playing as captain, as linchpin. Just starting to come into some real form, I felt, these last few games after a bit of a slow start. But now it looks like he's going to be sidelined until, I said 10 weeks, but I think that's just to get back into line training. You're looking at the new year, looking at Christmas, which it's a bit of a strange one. We've lost as captain, as main centre midfielder. It doesn't really affect that area of the pitch, which is strange. We've got Tanaka and Joe Rothwell on bench, Charlie Crew as well, and obviously we've got Gruber who plays there currently, and it's a really easy switch now just to put Tanaka in there. It's more the defence where Ampadu's injury really hurts us. At the minute we've got Boba out, we've been told that's about 6 weeks. So really, when you look at that defensive partnership now of Strauch and Rob, it's very, very fragile. We heard before the game of the weekend that Strauch had a knock and he was doubtful. He played through it, and I assume he were okay or he wouldn't have played 90 minutes. But with Strauch's history of injuries, he tends to have periods of time every season out, and that's a worry because for at least the next 6-7 weeks we can't really afford to lose either of them centre halves. With only James DeBayo on bench who could fill in. I think these massive problems there. It just highlights the summer really that we didn't get another centre back in. I think they thought we'd be all right. It's very unlucky you've lost your sub centre half in Boba and Ampadu out the middle of the park as well, who sort of is our next in line for that spot. At the same time, it's a difficult one. I sort of feel it's helped Farke out with the decision in centre mid, but obviously created a massive headache going forward with him being out that long. But it's just, I said it in a previous video, it's just funny how things work out. Last season, Gruev was sat on the bench for a lot of weeks, just getting charity minutes. Didn't really know who we signed, if he were any good or not. And we had Ampadu and Kamara in centre at Park. And when Stroud got injured, it meant Ampadu went back to centre half, and it meant Farke didn't have to make a decision on that. It was just a seamless decision. Gruev plays for Ampadu in centre mid of Ampadu, playing alongside Rodon, and it worked. And with Stroud being out so long, that was a make up for that side that did well and got to the playoff final, and obviously unfortunately lost to Southampton. A little bit similar this season. We've signed Tanaka later on in the window. We've heard how good he is, seen how good he is now, and there's been calls from most of the fans for him to be starting games, probably over Gruev. You can't really drop Ampadu and being a captain. And Gruev, a lot of people think he's just side to side, safety first. I think he's one of his better players this year. I'd definitely have him as top three, top four best players this season. I think he's having a really good season. He's playing a bit more advanced, a bit more higher up, more of an 8, I'd say, but can drop in and do all that too. I think he's all over. He's a really technically gifted footballer, I think he's Gruev. But now that decision's been made easy for Farke. Tanaka just comes straight in now. Now Ampadu's out, and he hasn't got to make that tough call now, because how many more weeks could he have kept going with Gruev, who appears to be a bit of a Farke favourite? With the majority of the fan base really wanting to see Tanaka play for longer than the 15-20 minutes he were getting. It's one of them now where we just need to hope and pray that Strauch has got a couple of months non-stop football in him. Any more injuries to that defence, and I don't know what his options are. Obviously, you've got, like I say, James DeBayo, but does he trust him being a young lad? Do you just stick him in there because he is a centre half, even though he's right side? If you want to lose Strauch at some point, do you look at, is Byram an option there, or you have to look at your centre mids in your DMs in Tanaka or Gruev to slot in there? I mean, Gruev slotted in there against Burnley towards the end of the game when we were trying to push up, and Gruev slotted in at centre back. Is that an option in the tour list? Do we have to go with something like that if we do pick up another knock? Fingers crossed. Touch wood we don't. But yeah, these are the worries now we've got as Leeds fans, especially with 2 games in 3 days, that we can come through unscathed. Because that side now that looked very healthy, that bench looked very healthy. You know, we're probably only one more injury or 2 away from an absolute crisis. I think we've got 2 games now close together, like I say. If we can get through these next 2 games and get to the international break, I hate the international break, most of us do, unless it's a tournament. What's the point? But in this instance, it can't come quick enough. If we can come out of these 2 games, 2 good performances, hopefully 2 brilliant results, 4 points is a minimum, I hope, and go into international break and maybe get a couple of these players back, your James, your Solomon, it'll be a huge boost going into that Sheffield United game on that Friday, just after the national break. So, yeah, just got to pray that we come through these next 2. Can't afford any more injuries. So that's enough of this guy waffling on. Thank you. Have a good night, and see you next one.